We are a Danish company called Nordic Spaces, and our aim is to find places like this which have a historical value, but also have a certain amount of coziness, or hygge, as we say in Danish. And then we found this fantastic building made by the Belgian architect Victor Horta, and it's actually from 1896. The building has been rebuilt a couple of times, but the facade is more or less originally. But one of Horta's pupils, a man called Jean Delay, he became very successful and rich, and he bought a lot of the Horta buildings in order to save them. And this is one of them that he bought. And it's now owned by his daughter, Anne Delay, and we are very happy to have her here and to explain sort of all the details and the history of the building. It was originally built by a man who was the director of one of the crystal companies in Belgium. When he left and sold it off, it quite quickly became more functional, an office space.
Helping the architects and people who want to furnish their office spaces with sustainable furniture. In this case, I received a request from Stewart of REVOLVE. And so he told me your needs in terms of furniture. He sent me like the floor plans of the spaces, also some pictures. Then I went outside to see a bit the space, to feel a bit the space, and then to listen to your needs. And then depending on the furniture I have on the marketplace of RELIEVE, and depending on the furniture that I know that will come in, I match your needs, the needs of REVOLVE in terms of furniture and the material, the furniture that we have available and also upcoming. So we really work close together to find the perfect furniture in a green way. And it's also important because we are working with a lot of small companies who are green oriented. So it's nice to be able to respond to a demand and also to be able to do it in a green way.
RELIEVE Furniture is originally a solution to help big companies to give a second life to their office furniture when they move. We started a couple of years ago because we found out that in Europe it's about like 42 million items being discarded and sent to landfill, and 90% of it is incinerated. Through this statement, we found it as like an obligation to start sorting it out and find a great solution to help facilities manager when they start moving. Facilities manager are missioned to leave a building and they don't have any sustainable solutions. They need to find a way to pay as few as possible, and most of the time it's the landfill because it's pretty simple. Everything is taken in one shot and put somewhere where they don't really know, and they just close eyes and they don't really bother around, what's next. We offer like a one-stop shop solution, going from making the inventory for them, taking pictures, putting it on a marketplace, offering it to employees of the company, but also to a network made of 5,000 organizations, of which 80% is charities and schools. And then what's not being booked through the platform is going to be recycled through a partner that we work with called MCA Recycling. When you compare to a classic moving company, the furniture is being destroyed, so you don't save any CO2. You have a double problem. You destroy the item that is still in good state, and also for a potential buyer, the buyer will buy new instead of second-hand because they don't find the batch that they are looking for. The DNA of our RELIEVE furniture is based on the impact and to rehouse as much furniture as possible to make our planet greener. It's quite obvious to keep this office furniture as long as possible in the market and to reuse, especially because good furniture has many lives. I would say the impact itself is massive. When you take, for example, an armrest, it's about like 440 kilograms of CO2. When you give it a second life, it's a massive impact. But compared to the 42 million items in Europe that are ending up to the landfill, I think we are at the very beginning of the revolution. We tend to internationalize the project in London and in Paris over 2024. I think there is a wake-up call we see, especially like in a corporate community, where we have more and more like donation requests from big companies as much as from like SMEs. It's not really allowed anymore just to throw away and just to incinerate items. I think people are much more mindful and take care of our planet, and by definition they will start looking for a sustainable solution when they need to make big moves. From a buyer's perspective, we see more and more engagement from architect studios, from their own initiative, but also from clients' initiative. I would say the dream, and it comes true now, it's that big companies that were supposed to be donors become buyers as well. We have now big companies that reached out to us and they wanted to embrace this transition by buying secondhand before buying new. And that's a really nice sign from the markets, and I hope it's gonna become the future and not trends.